Hey, how you doing? This is Martin, owner and trainer Fuller Fitness, and the goal of this video is to do um, one, if not both of the four, one, two. I think there's technically three, um, two, and you can, if you want, consider it three exercises that I do for forearms. Because living where I live, many people have asked me about it. So, for those who have interest about it, this is how I do forearms. So I think I'm gonna have to do it this way so you can actually see it. So part one is you have your hand in front of the dumbbell so that you can Alright, so your hand has to be in front of the dumbbell. This part of the dumbbell, and then you go forward like that, and then for the second one you bring your hand to the back of the dumbbell and then you bring it up like this. So now I'm going to go ahead and do that with a heavier dumbbell. Alright, so that is that, at least as far as that exercise. And since you're hitting two different parts, if you want to consider that two exercises. So that is two things that I do. And then I take lighter dumbbells, and depending on what you choose to do, if you sit on something or since I'm working out at home and don't feel like moving a bunch of stuff, I'll just squat down. I'll back up some, squat down, and then alright, so I do 20 reps when I do that, which is just moving your forearms up like this. Alright, to work that part of the forearm, and then just reverse it to work that part of the forearm. So now just reverse it with your hand, your forearm, your wrist hanging over your thigh or your knee. So that is not to say that you have to do that. Those two things, based on what I've noticed, I'm 38 years old, so based off of what I've noticed over the last 28, if not 29 years, as There's been different stuff that people have done, different devices, whether you're squeezing or I think there's a new one where you put something around your finger, or at least it's new to me. Uh, Actually, it might have been around for decades. I just didn't know about it. To where you use certain equipment and you know do stuff like that for your fingers, forearms, whatever. So there are multiple options, but for me, that's what I do. And then if I bought some hand grips to where you squeeze and work on your hand grip and forearms, but I've misplaced it somehow, so I don't have it now. Um, if I get another one, great. If not, I don't really care all that much currently. But again, that's what I do. And again, I've had multiple people ask me about that um, ever since I moved to Amherst, New York. I don't know if I had as many people ask me about it before I moved here, but since I've moved here, I've had multiple people ask me about it. So, since I've had so many people asking about it, and again, as the owner and trainer of my business, not having a problem with sharing that information. So, something that a lot of people should be aware of at this point is usually there's a strong possibility that if you have a question about certain things, probably many things, there's a strong possibility that other people have that same question or something very, very similar to it. So don't hesitate to ask. If you have to ask in private, do that, I guess. But don't hesitate to ask the questions that you have. So again, I've had I'm not sure how many, but I've had a few people over the last 2 years, maybe longer, but I think over the last 2 years since I moved to Amherst, New York, asking about what I do for Forearm. So again, that's what I do. And while on the topic, since we're actually talking about forearms, I might as well go ahead for those who don't know, at least for what I do, to stretch the forearm. So you just did two exercises to strengthen them and to condition them. Um, so if you actually do some stretches, so now, and again, I don't think it's difficult. Simple exercises, in my opinion. And hopefully, when you do any stretch, you hold it for at least 30 seconds. And if for whatever reason you don't do 30 seconds at that time, hopefully you do at least 10 seconds or 15 seconds and then do another a second or third set of 10 seconds or 15 seconds. But hopefully you give yourself the time to stretch. So now to get that part of the forearm that you just worked, at least for those who do that, now you just open your hand, pull your fingers back, which has never hurt me, so hopefully you're okay if you do it. And again, this is not to say that you have to, but this is a suggestion, and this is literally what I do twice a week. And it is the last thing I do with the whole set of what I do as far as I do shoulders, arms, forearms, and then I try to fit abs into shoulders, arms, forearms, and abs all in the same day, twice a week with my current schedule. And then again, to get that part, hopefully you strengthen and stretch both sides of the arm, each part of the forearm. Hopefully to prevent arthritis and cramping and soreness and any bunch of other things that might happen for certain people by not stretching, because again, we got all these muscles that a lot of us strengthen and having certain jobs and doing these different movements and bending and moving and pressing and pulling and all this different stuff. So it'd be helpful for you to just take that 30 seconds. It's only that 30 seconds to stretch some of the muscles. And then again, I do on days like this, which is why I'm doing this video, because I actually did forearms today, to do shoulders, to do arms, to do forearms, to do abs, and then just take, maybe 6, 8, 10 minutes to do some stretching. And again, I think if you haven't heard me say it in other videos, because I think I did, don't know which one, but I remember, I think I was in high school and I heard, I could have been in college, I don't know, high school or college, so it was at least 18 years ago, and possibly longer. And I think I heard somebody say something about not stretching because it's time consuming. It's like, okay, there's there's a saying, I think there was something that I read on social media, I think Facebook, and the post said that if you don't make time for your wellness, you'll eventually have to make time for your sickness with all these pills and doctor's visits and being out of work and not being able to do the stuff that you want to do because you're not taking care of yourself. Part of that is stretching. And then, even though the topic is on forearms, again, while I'm on the part of taking care of yourself, stretching your muscles, stretching your forearms, especially now that you know how to do it, for those who didn't know, or at least didn't do it the way that I do it. I'm not saying that you have to, but then also making sure you get your sleep in, or at least trying your darndest to get your sleep in. So again, go ahead, do your part to take care of yourself, and hopefully you utilize this stuff for your forearms, unless you know of different and maybe even better ways to do it. But I just do my part to try to help out. This is Martin, owner, trainer, Fuller Fitness. Take care.